What's up, everyone? I believe I'm live now. This is my first live stream, so if you're just tuning in, I'm still figuring out the settings and, how to set this all up correctly and all, so I apologize if there's any technical mistakes. I don't think there are, but if there are, it would mean a lot just if you guys would let me know in the comments. Yeah, I don't know if the screen isn't working properly, if the microphone isn't working properly, just, anything of that, anything of that nature, please let me know. Oh, cool. I see we already got, 2 people in the chat here. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. So the subject of the live stream, guys, is going to be, we're going to be discussing potential solutions for Gen Z. Some of you have been complaining in my videos that, hey, you only talk about problems without offering any solutions. And I will acknowledge this is a fair criticism. Although I've made more solutions-oriented videos, recently I definitely do a lot more of complaining about problems. But you guys have to understand this. Offering up solutions is tricky because everyone has different life circumstances and, different everyone has a different life to where a solution for one person might not work for another. When it comes to problems, we all face the same problems, right? We're all, dealing with this horrible economy, these dog shit wages, these delusional boomers, these absurd rent prices. By the way, I'm playing Cyberpunk now. Ironically, I saw something funny earlier before I started streaming, which is I'm in my little Cyberpunk apartment right now, which, probably going to be cheaper than these ridiculous apartment prices we're paying in real life right now. And I saw this sign right here. Rent paid. It's so much easier to see this in a game than in real life now. This is actually something very, very difficult to do in real life these days. Okay. Anyways, before I start rambling about that, it's hard to do solutions videos because we all face the same problems, but we all need different solutions. So, for example, for me personally, I could say traveling the world was a great way to escape the system, to avoid paying rent, to not have to work a 9 to 5. But that's me personally, right? I like traveling. I like, the more adventurous, nomadic lifestyle. But just because it's a solution for me doesn't mean it's going to be a great solution for everybody. Okay? And so I figured the best way to make, a video that's more solutions oriented would be to just do a live stream. That way, any of you guys who are personally seeking solutions on what you can do or what you should do, to navigate this just straight up fucked up world we're living in, you can just ask me directly here. I'll do my best to answer. Remember, guys, I'm not God. I'm just a guy trying to figure this all out myself. I can give you my best advice, but, you don't have to take my word as the last word on anything. So, we got 19 people here already. Nice. Wow, I was not expecting this. Okay, let's see what people are. Your webcam. I'm not showing my face yet. Not just yet. Just quickly, between you and me, I might consider showing my identity and revealing myself at some point in the future, but I'm not quite there yet, just for personal reasons. So, someone here says, living in a van, joining a community, living off grid are the solutions. It's just up to you which route you take. Yeah, exactly. If you want to know my opinion about each of these individually, I think living in a van is great. You're going to have, and this is what I mean, it depends on you as an individual. If you have, let's say, some money saved up, like maybe, you did some job in high school. Well, I don't know, is it even possible for you guys to get high school jobs now? Because as a millennial, the economy was screwed after we graduated high school, but it was actually decently easy to get a summer job as a high schooler back then. God, that was such a long time ago. But yeah, if you have some money saved up to where, because van life, the thing with vans is like, it's a quite hefty initial investment that you have to buy the van and you have to convert it to a living space. You're looking at an investment of like at least probably 30K to get started. But if you have that, right, whether it's from your parents or whatever, then it's a worthy investment because You can pay a one-time $30,000 fee. You have a permanent living space. You can now camp. Your living expenses are significantly reduced. So yeah, but if you're not someone who just has 30,000 lying around, I can't tell you, oh, just buy a van, bro, because you can't buy a van in the first place. Okay, someone says good choice of a game. Totally, man, totally. Man, this game, for how rocky its launch was, it really had a hell of a comeback. What do you guys want to see me do? You want me to... I might just go fly in some cars here, like I do in my background videos. By the way, in the background videos, when I'm flying in the cars, that's all me manually actually doing it. Okay, so let's see the chat here. Oh, 30 people, wow. Modern life is so dull. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, it's weird because it's like, okay, we have so many more options now, right? Like, there's so much more information, so much more to do, so much better technology, but it's just isolated us more than anything. I mean, I was fortunate enough to grow up in the 90s, I was one of those millennials, 90s kids, and something to it, no social media, just tighter connections. There's just some magic about life back then that, I kind of feel bad for that Gen Z, never really got to experience. He says, Nicholas, our ancestors would eat us for breakfast. Okay, let's talk about this. This is probably... I'm going to have a lot of fun. Oh, shit. I almost dropped my mic. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one because you guys know, out of all the delusional boomer arguments I like to debunk, this is probably my favorite one, that our ancestors had it so much more difficult than us. You guys realize we have significantly worse purchasing power than people who lived in the Great Depression. You guys can go look it up, okay? Look up how much it costs to buy a house and how much rent costs in the Great Depression. Compare it to average rent price today. And of course, someone's going to be like, oh, but salaries were higher or were lower back then. Go ahead and compare salaries as well. You will see that even relative to salaries now, you could still get a house within 2 years of working if you had a job during the Great Depression. It takes like 20 years to get a house now. Like, we have it's not just that we have worse purchasing power than people in the Great Depression. It is significantly worse because although incomes drop significantly, living costs drop significantly as well back then. So just an outright lie. This is dude, come on. How is an AI going to do a live stream? Really? I don't know. Is AI that advanced at this point? Someone tell me if AI can actually do live streams right now. That would be crazy. That would be mind-blowing. You never know. This AI stuff is just evolving so fast. Did y'all see that in China, the Chinese apparently came out with something called DeepSeek? Yeah, DeepSeek is its name. Apparently it's an AI model that has higher capabilities than ChatGPT, and it costs only a tiny fraction of the price ChatGPT costs to make. Yeah, this thing's evolving so fast. So who knows? It might be a matter of time before AI is able to live stream. But trust me, right now, it's not an AI voice, okay? Rest assured. I will admit all these AI slop comments on my previous videos, they were justified because I was actually using an AI voice back then. But now that I'm actually using my real voice and, people are still saying AI slop in the comments, well, whatever, I'm not going to take it personally. But I feel it's just a bit of a slap in the face given I am actually putting my real voice effort and passions into these videos now. Okay, I like this voice. Guy has passion. Thank you. Indeed. And yeah, you're right about that. That kind of just couldn't get encapsulated really when I was using the AI voice. You guys are right. God damn, where's the car? I'm trying to pull up my car in the game because I'll never be able to afford a car in real life, right? So second best thing I can do is get an epic car in Cyberpunk to where I can fly around. Just my typical millennial cope here. Can I get this goddamn car now? Wow, is the economy so bad that I can't even get my car to come to me in a video game? Okay, there it is. There we go. Cool. Hello. Hi. I know a lot of people said that we should improve salaries and wages. However, even if we do, there will still be the CEOs who mistreat their employees. Exactly. Yeah. First of all, like if salaries and wages increase, like CEOs and landlords are going to get more greedy. They would have to increase by quite a lot also to improve, living standards. And, okay, not to make this like another rant about capitalism, but one thing I've come to realize about capitalism is this, guys. Whether you're for it or against it, you have to admit that at the end of the day, the ultimate name of the game for capitalists is profits, right? They want a profit at the end of the day. I think we can all agree on that, no matter what your no matter what your opinion of capitalism is. God damn, why can't I fly up? How do you fly up this thing? Okay, anyways, okay, I'm just gonna exit this thing for now. And the thing is, like, when it comes to capitalism, there's no free market incentive for a CEO to pay you higher wages because every dollar he pays you is a dollar that doesn't go to his profits. It's just basic addition and subtraction. All right. And this is why you're never going to get paid higher wages under capitalism, because it's cheaper to pay you lower wages. It brings in more profits to pay you lower wages. And this is why, they're trying to replace you with AI and whatnot. Why is it so laggy? Well, because I'm just another millennial who got screwed over by the '08 crash, and I can't afford the super high-end gaming PCs either. Would you be open to playing games with your viewers on a future stream? I'm not really great at competitive games. It depends. I play League of Legends somewhat. I actually got to platinum in League one season. So if anyone here plays League, let me know. I'd be open to playing that. But be aware, I kind of suck at League right now. I haven't played in a while. Your voice is better than the AI voice. Thank you. Okay. It takes considerable effort to rebel against the obvious issues in our society, especially planning out logical solutions that would work effectively. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, it can happen, but, it takes a lot of time. Play League with me. Okay. Just don't expect me to be good. That's all I'm going to say. If I go 0-10, yeah. This is why Squid Game is one of my all-time favorite shows. It's against capitalism. Yeah, totally. Man, it's scary. I recently made a video about Squid Game. A lot of people, I feel, would join a real-life Squid Game today. Oh my goodness. Like, to tell me this isn't a symbol of how screwed up life and the economy is today. I can't even drive a car in a goddamn video game. Like, it won't come down to me. I swear I knew how to do this before, guys. That's how I made all the flying car clips in the background you see in my videos. But for some reason, when I'm on live stream, it doesn't want to come down and it's just stuck spinning there perpetually. Yeah, sorry. I apologize for the lag, guys. I didn't grow up in the boomer economy, unfortunately. I have not been able to afford a better gaming PC. Who knows? Maybe if this channel blows up some more, I'll try to get a better gaming PC. Also, let me know if you guys actually enjoy these live streams compared to my typical videos. Okay, hello. Okay, guys, I'm really loving all the engagement we're getting in this chat right now. This is surprising. I kind of had a fear in the back of my mind before I started this. What if I'm, just another one of those zero view streamers? So it's pretty cool to see that isn't the case. Fox says, raise the profit tax, corporate tax might be the solution. Well, it's good in theory, right? But these corporations, they have so many creative ways to avoid taxes that I'm just not too confident it could really get enforced. But I don't really like this conversation about raising wages, because if you guys watch my videos, I kind of feel like, philosophically speaking, we shouldn't be forced to work in the first place. And I mean, okay, I talk about UBI. I know UBI is a charged subject and it gets political. I'm not trying to get political in this particular live stream, but it doesn't have to be a UBI. But if there's just some way, that we don't have to work, that would solve all these problems, even with the economy. Because think about it. Let's say hypothetically you get a universal basic income, right? You don't have to work. Now you can actually have bargaining power to negotiate for better wages, Like, if you don't have a universal basic income and you have to work, otherwise you go homeless and starve, you can't actually get your free market wage, because an employer can just say, I'm going to pay you a dog shit $7 an hour. And even if it's far below your market value, you can't do jack shit to negotiate against it, because, if you refuse, you starve and die. So the whole thing's just an illusion. Okay, let's see. Lower the work week to 30 or 15 hours. Yeah. Now this is something also I could really get behind. I think a 20-hour work week would be ideal, I feel. And here's the thing, it wouldn't even decrease productivity, because there's plenty of studies out there that have shown that you cannot possibly focus and work at full capacity for 8 hours straight anyways. I mean, everyone knows this, right? If you've ever studied, if you ever worked, if you ever been in school, you know that after, 2-3 hours tops, your attention span's fried and you start slacking off. That's just an inevitability. So if we could reduce the work week to 20 hours, then not only would we, have more time to ourselves, but it might even be more productive for, profits and for the economy. I mean, not that I give a shit about profits and making this economy better, but it would help, just factually speaking. Okay, since even in a goddamn video game, I can't manage to afford to be able to drive a car, I guess I'll just hop on my motorbike. How crazy is this now that in this economy, I can't, even in a video game, I can't afford a car. But I do. And the funny thing about this motorcycle, guys, is this is a motorcycle you get in one of the first missions for free. If you still want to play Cyberpunk, I'm not going to tell you how it happens, to avoid spoilers, but goddamn, it's just lagging so bad. Okay, sorry, I got to get off. This dude, same with medical fields. 12-hour shift for nurses and doctors. You lose focus after 8-hour shift dramatically. Exactly. And then you're dealing with life and death situations, right? You're dealing with, let's say they put you on an insane 12-hour shift. You can't possibly retain acute mental clarity at 100% for the entire shift. After hour 8, as this guy said, it's going to drop. And then, let's say what happens in hour 10, 11, or 12, you get a patient in a life or a death situation in the ICU. And now at 50% mental capacity and focus, all sleep deprived, you got to perform a life-saving operation. I mean, it's really counterproductive when you think about it, isn't it? Wow, 43 now. Incredible. Okay, I'm going to pause a bit, read some comments here. This guy says, I've just been learning how to make bricks, chimneys, and tile with rocks/stones just in case shit hits the fan. Yeah, good idea. I was kind of looking into stuff like learning how to grow food and the Bear Grylls type extreme survivalism tactics, because one thing you realize is this system could collapse at any time. I mean, and so much of our dependency on the world and whatnot, our worldview, the things we take for granted, they're dependent on the system being intact. But with the way society's going now, for example, what I mean by this is okay, we take the value of money for granted, that if we work and make this money, then it's going to provide us security. But what happens if the whole system just burns down and your money doesn't mean anything? What are you going to do then? What are you got to have some survival skills like growing food, hunting, learning to build your own structures. Yeah. So yeah, good idea. What pisses me off is the short-sighted selfishness of the people. We all turn on each other for worldly goods. I mean, what can I say? I agree. I have to choose a major tomorrow, and I have no idea what I want to do. Well, let's talk about, first of all, God, only having one day to do that is kind of tough, and I've been there and I felt that too, man. I remember when I was 18, everyone was pressuring me to go to college and figure out what you want to do. I feel like a big problem with society is expecting people to get their life together and know everything they want to do at 18, right? If you wanted to say we should have these pressures to make money and discover our career when we're 25, I feel like that would be somewhat reasonable. And countless scientific studies have shown the brain doesn't fully finish developing till 25. So, but yeah, asking an 18-year-old to like know what they want to do the rest of their life, just complete insanity. I remember when I was when I just finished high school and I was freaking, about to go to college. It was such a joke, man. Like I kid you not, there was a degree called undecided. Like you could have a major of undecided. And you were still going to college. You were still paying those ridiculous tuition fees. You were still going to classes and dedicating your whole life to the education system for a major of undecided. Like, why not just take a year off to decide what you want to do and then go when you're ready to figure out what you want to do? But it's like they're so desperate to keep you in school, to keep you trapped in this, like, brainwashing, indoctrinating system that they'd rather you, even when you're undecided and you don't know what you do, they'd rather to keep you in school just to keep you in school. Even when you're not actually learning, even when you're not studying for a major, it's like they just don't like the label. Like they don't, when they ask you what you do as a young person, they're expecting an answer of I'm going to college, right? And if you can't give that exact answer, there's some stigma. And it's like better to go to college and waste that money, even on an undecided major, than to just take some time off when you're undecided and figure things out. All right. Call me Valor, just go to community college, take a gap year. That is great. Like, if you can do that, I would absolutely take a gap year, travel the world maybe. Now, it's going to be tricky because most of your parents are probably going to not understand. And this is one thing, if I ever have kids one day, I swear, I'm going to be so much more understanding, than our parents' generation. But yeah, unfortunately, you're kind of just at the mercy of your parents if they allow you to take a gap year or not. But community college is also an option, I guess go through the motions, suck it up, pretend to give a shit about school. There's not really much else you can do. I would say there's a lot of like great traditional paths. Not traditional paths, non-traditional paths. Fuck traditional paths. Hell no. Starting your own. But by the way, this journey of like building this YouTube channel myself has led me to a lot of like new knowledge that I learned about YouTube, and I think I think I'm gonna like make a little course on how to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers. So if anyone's interested in starting a YouTube channel, feel free to ask me. Giving out free advice right now, so whatever questions you have. Well, somehow my parents say that Gen Z are often criticized for our lack of social and interpersonal skills, as well as addicting to technology, and we're lazy and depressed because of technology. Okay, so to be fair here, this channel is all about pro Gen Z stuff. I would say if I have one recommendation, one piece of constructive criticism to give to Gen Z as a millennial, I would say you should go out and talk to people in real life and socialize. Traveling is a great way to do it. That's how I did it. Because here's the thing, like, it's hard to do it in your own city. And I get why you want to do it on the internet, because you don't want to be judged. You don't want to deal with all the shit you got to deal with in real life. But traveling is kind of a proxy. Like, for example, I don't like when I was growing up, I grew up in a small town. It's really hard to like be yourself and be open when you're having to socialize in a community where everybody knows you and, everything you say or do is going to be judged and remembered and scrutinized, and your whole reputation depends on it, right? So I would say, go around, travel a bit, talk to people that you don't know and you'll never see again. That way you kind of have like, you have nothing to lose, as you're building your personal. But I will also say that learning to communicate online is also a valuable skill to have. And this is what, these boomer parents are missing. It's like, just go out in real life and talk to people. Stop talking to so many people online. But the thing is, you have to apply to jobs online now, right? There's a lot you have to do online now. And this is why boomers, they wouldn't make it today because, they don't know how to fill out an online job application even, I bet. And like, oh man, just watching them, if they had to get a job today and just walking into a place, hey, I heard I can just show up here in person and give the CEO a firm handshake. Can I get a job now? And be like, no, go apply online. Huh? What's online? What does that mean? Wait, You actually have to apply for jobs online now? Online job applications even exist? How do you do that? And then, yeah, we all know what would happen next. Okay, let's see some more comment. Wow, really, guys, I gotta say, I'm really quite humbled by all this participation. 48 live viewers here. Incredible. There seems to be, okay, I apologize if I can't respond to everyone here, but I'm gonna do my best. We don't have any places in real life to socialize in Canada. Like America, we have no third places. Yeah, I suppose I could see that, you know. Canada is just like a barren wasteland right now. That country's beyond finished. Can you make a video to show the difference between Gen Z and millennials? I have thought about that. Yeah, I have a bunch of other videos I'm working on right now for you guys. But yeah, if I get a chance to, I'll get around to that at some point. I will. Yeah, apply for Walmart. You have to take a personality test before you can even get in. Exactly. This is exactly the shit I'm saying, guys. Like, okay, let's just like play job. Let's play a game. Let's play like, tell me the most ridiculous job interview questions you've seen online. Oh my God, this was like, I remember I was applying for In-N-Out. Okay, In-N-Out Burger when I was still in America. And like this fucking bullshit restaurant that's paying this dog shit $7 an hour wants to ask me, oh, if some guy walks in wearing a purple hat and he looks like he's jealous of the manager, what should you do? Should you A, tackle him to the ground? B, report it to the manager? C, ask him where he bought the purple hat? Or D, take off the purple hat and wear it yourself the rest of the day? You know, what else have you seen? Like, that's a bit exaggerated, but I have seen shit like, you know, like, oh, if like someone, you know, mentions about salary and pay, like a coworker, you know, should you keep it private or not? This is actually an interesting subject I might make a video on, is like, you know, older generations kind of made it like impolite and like against workplace etiquette to ask about salaries, but Gen Z is saying like we actually should find out, have transparency, see where the discrepancies are coming from, and ask, you know, why there are salary differences if they're unjustified. I think there's some validity to that. I definitely do. Let's see. Wear the hat. The dude I had in the interview with literally admitted that. Okay. Okay, there's some stupid webcam spam girl. You know what? I don't know how to block people, but I'm going to have to block this webcam spam thingy. And companies there wonder why they're understaffed. Are they? That would be great. You know, here's the thing. Here's another reason, like, why should you have to work when you think about it? Like, I mean, okay, people are going to say, like, you know what? Let me not get into like the like super esoteric arguments for and against universal basic income. But the main problem with a society where you have to work and not where work is optional, because I fully believe like if you had a universal basic income and people were not forced to work, a lot of people would still choose to work because, you know, like some people don't want to live on the bare minimum. But like the problem with having a society where you have to work is that like you just have zero negotiation leverage in any deal, in any salary negotiation. I mean, like the employer can spit on you, disrespect you, treat you like garbage, pay you like garbage, you know, completely abuse and disrespect you in even literally illegal ways that would not be acceptable anywhere else. I mean, how many stories have we heard of like, you know, not to get political, but, you know, like, especially like women, you know, having to deal with like sexual misconduct in the workplace and they can't report it. Like, and you know, in this day and age, like if there's any sort of like misconduct whatsoever outside of work, it would be instantly reported. The guy would instantly be in jail. It would instantly be believed. But they can get away with it in the workplace because, you know, the girl knows that like she can't report the toxic boss. Otherwise she's going to get fired and, you know, go homeless and starve. Isn't spitting and assault punishable by prison? Well, if your boss does it to you, what can you do? Because let's say your boss spits on you, yeah? And it's like, okay, you could report him and, send him to jail probably. I don't know about jail, but you could report him to the cops and punish it. Let's say, especially if you have proof. But then, you're going to lose your job. You're going to go homeless and starve. So you can't even if your boss literally spits on your face, what can you actually do about it without going homeless? Thing is, even if you give me an UBI, expect me to just dip overseas and live like a king. Oh, for sure. I wouldn't blame you if you did that. Okay, well, let me go back and see if I can respond to some previous comments. I might actually, I was planning to live stream for just 30 minutes, but since we're getting very good engagement, I might just continue this for a bit longer. Let me go back and see if I can respond to some previous is it possible you can make a Discord? We got a Discord already. Oh, I forgot to put it in the comments, in the chat, and I can't really go link it right now without, screwing up the whole stream. So I apologize, but yeah, for the next videos, for all the next videos and live streams, I'll include the Discord chat. If someone from the Discord, because there's a lot of people who are in the Discord chat already, and I imagine some of them are on this live stream. If you're in the Discord, could you do me a huge favor and link the Discord invite link from our community into this live stream, please? I would be hugely grateful if someone wouldn't mind doing that from the Discord. Your game's lagging, but yeah, sorry. What can I say? I was fortunate enough to get out of America, escape the Matrix, and afford a decent enough PC to play games, but playing without lagging is a bit of a different question. Prisoners don't know they are in prison until they finally realize they are in prison. Well, yeah, and we all know what the implied meaning behind that is. We are kind of all living in a prison in a way with this economy. If your boss spits at you, you might as well spit at them back and willingly get fired and find another job. I would. I mean, even if it meant going homeless and starving, I totally, absolutely would. But for a lot of people, let's say let's say you have a family, right? And you have kids to feed, okay? And your boss spits at you. What are you going to do? You're going to spit at him back? I mean, you could and you should. But then his leverage is going to be, well, you quit and, your kids are going to starve. So you can't quit. And yeah, this is the problem with, not having it doesn't even have to be universal basic income, but just some basic mechanism where people don't have to work, where they're not forced to work. It may be your settings. Thanks a lot, boomers. Ironically, I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to streaming and Discord myself. Yeah. I mean, I'm a millennial, I'm not like you guys. I'm not totally young and hip anymore. I might be behind on some things myself. I swear I'll never get as out of touch with the boomers. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I heard this new generation that's being born this year. So apparently Gen Alpha ended last year, and from 2025 it's going to be Gen Beta. Who knows what they're going to be thinking? Maybe we're going to be the old delusional boomers to them. Maybe by then, it'll be oh, you guys are so out of touch because you actually had to Google for information on the internet. We just have to directly upload information onto our brains with this Neuralink AI technology. You guys are such old millennials and Zoomers. Do you have any plans to become a politician? It'll be tricky. That'll be a tricky one. Let's say it's not a 0% chance yet, but I'm many years away from considering that. I wouldn't say you're a boomer. Well, thank you. Thank you. Gen Beta. Yeah. I read some funny comment, some guy was I'm going to wait till 2040 to have a kid just because I don't want my kid to be part of a generation named Gen Beta. I just want something I can play League of Legends on with. Isn't League of Legends pretty easy? I'm not easy. What am I talking about? Of course, it's not an easy game, but isn't it like relatively easy to get like a decent enough gaming setup for it? Like, can't you play League of Legends with like not like a that like high tech of a computer? Is my point. How old are you? I'm 34. At least we can start removing the BS jobs. Yeah. Especially if we can, get this UBI or, whatever other mechanism you want to propose. Low system requirements. Did you remember when companies forced workers to vaccinate? What happened with my body? Well, this is a perfect example, right? So, okay. You know what? I'm really glad you brought up this point, because typically speaking, okay, generally right-wingers are against UBI and left-wingers are more for it, though there are exceptions. But here's a perfect example, okay? If you don't have a UBI, if you don't have some base layer mechanism where you're not forced to work, what happens when your company tells you have to get vaccinated or you lose your job? Like, what freedom do you have then? Oh, I guess technically you have a freedom to not take it, but you'll go homeless and starve if you do. So, I mean, what the fuck? Like, the whole freedom thing is bullshit. It's an illusion. Stephen McNally says, it only has Wi-Fi. Okay, I think this is something about this league specific. I thought you were 25. Thank you. Whoa, 71. Damn. Wow. I'm okay. I gotta say, I did not expect this many people. This is quite incredible. Wow. There's no freedom because everything belongs to someone else, even the ground we walk on. And yeah, think about that. Why is that the case? So think about this, right? So like the world was free to create, right? The government did not create the planet Earth. You'd have to be very arrogant to think that. There's some delusional boomers who are arrogant enough to think that like the world started with them. Like Earth existed for like billions of years before the first human appeared, before governments appeared. So it was created long before you were born. It was created for free. It was created long before money existed. Why the fuck should you have to pay to live on the land that was free to create? I mean, why? The government didn't pay for it, but they can tell you have to pay for it. Tell me how that makes any sense. Monkey autism. Are you in the Discord? If anyone's in the Discord, if you can link the Discord invite here, I would appreciate it greatly. Even if you own land, you still have to pay property taxes for dirt under your feet. Yeah, exactly. Now, quick, oh, you did link it? Okay, I guess, do I have to pin it or something? Let me see. Shoot. I can't, my bad, guys. I'm sorry about the whole Discord thing. I'll definitely make sure I link it in the next video slash live stream. Thoughts on Max Stirner. I don't know who that is, and I can't really look it up now because my PC's occupied by the streaming, but the next time, when I get off this stream, I'll look it up, and on the next live stream, I'll get back to you. Everything is about exploitation. Food that you eat, clothes that you buy, it all depends on exploitative freedom, my ass, when you must bend. Yeah, exactly. The crazy thing, if you think about it, is anthropologists, the guys who like dig up fossils and like study how humans live. Like I'm talking like before like writing became a thing. Like before humans learned to write, anthropologists have to like dig up skeletons and fossils and like look at circumstantial evidence to determine how humans lived back then. And they found out like through all their anthropological evidence, hunter-gatherers, like I'm talking pre-Stone Age, Roman Empire, like thousands of years ago, like BC. All right, they were able to survive working only about 20 hours a week. If you want to call it work even, right? Because, they're just like picking berries and hunting animals and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not even sure I'd call that work because a lot of people even go hunting and, foraging and fishing for fun. So you could make an argument they didn't have to work at all. But even if they, if you want to consider that work, they only had to work 20 hours per week. They work half as much as we do with none of the technology we have. Just shows how much we failed. As a society. Can you see this message? I can. I indeed can. Hunter-gatherer societies were highly cooperative. Oh yeah. I mean, certainly, they had like community that we don't have today, unfortunately. I mean, this is a cool community, right? Like, I'm not gonna say like having an online community is nothing, because I mean, we got a very decent community here. Like, we're talking, we're, helping each other. Like, we've done a lot of great things. Can it replace real life? I mean, no, but it's also like better than nothing, right? And it's also superior to real life in some ways, because, in real life, your interactions are going to be a bit limited because you're only talking to people in your proximity. But online, you get exposed to like viewpoints from all sorts of different cultures, backgrounds, people of like different cultures, different upbringings. Like, you're exposed to a much more wide diversity of viewpoints online. So yeah, I mean, this is a decent community too, I would say. Okay, I think I'm gonna live stream for 10, maybe 15 more minutes, and then we'll wrap this up. I would say this, okay, I'm really, really happy with the live stream results today. I'm really glad you guys enjoy this too and you're participating. I'll definitely do more of these in the future. This was kind of just a test run, but I'll definitely do more of these in the future. Just kind of roaming around Cyberpunk right now. You guys want to see, if you guys want to see something cool in Cyberpunk, by the way, let me know. I believe I can real quickly go to like Japantown. Oh, I'm already in Japantown, actually. This is my favorite part of Cyberpunk. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna like wait till night so you guys can see how cool this looks at nighttime. So but I haven't played in a while. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Is it this? Oh yeah, skip time, here we go. Let's skip to about midnight here. Watch. Since we're too broke to travel, next best thing we can do is this video game tourism. Yeah, look how awesome this looks, guys. Sometimes I kind of like to just go here, even in the game, and just like walk around, chill in the ambience. Maybe I'll have this in like the background of my gameplay footage sometime. It's funny that boomers think that if you're not at work, you're just wasting time, when with that time, you could actually be improving yourself instead of, yes, absolutely. Oh my God, yes. Like, work actually wastes your time more than anything else, because like, the wages they're paying you are not going to be enough for you to do anything with. We all know that right now. All right. And then it's like, because like, under this stupid consumer society, we view people as nothing more than dollar signs on a spreadsheet, right? Like, any time spent that's not spent earning money and pushing the GDP forward for society and the economy is wasting time, so to speak, right? And so let's say like, you spend time at the gym, are you going to tell me that's a waste of time? What, being healthy is a waste of time now? Working out, building your confidence, getting healthier. I mean, it doesn't pay you. It doesn't push the GDP forward. You're going to tell me that's a waste of time? What about like, reading books? That's not going to pay you. You're going to tell me that's a waste of time too? Like, some of the best experiences, best things I've learned in life were just from reading books, Like, working a job is a waste of time because a lot of people become unhealthy. Yeah, totally. I mean, if you have to work, right? Like, I understand, but like the goal should be to try to build something for yourself to escape that eventually. Yeah, literally my parents judge almost everyone by their job. Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid. And the worst thing about that is that, like, actually, as a matter of fact, some of the worst, most evil people are the most successful financially. I mean, I'm not I'm just stating this as a fact because the reality of the situation is if you want to like get ahead in this competitive economy, you're going to have to lie, cheat, steal, and cut corners from time to time. Like that's just how it is, you know? Like the chances of you making it by playing fair, you know, in this economy, like good luck, right? You know, when you look at any of these CEOs, these politicians, these super successful rich people, like you dig up enough dirt on them, there's almost something somewhere down the line where, you know, they cheated and lied and, you know, and broke the rules to, you know, to get ahead in this economy. I mean, you kind of have to, like, by definition. Let's see. Someone said you play volleyball. Damn, it's a waste of time. Go work and gain money instead of having fun. And I was so, yeah. See, this is the stupid paradox, right? Like, what is actually the point of working? Is so you can go make money to spend it on something you enjoy. Well, why not just spend your time on something you enjoy in the first place? You know, I had this epiphany too because like I kind of took up cooking as a hobby recently, and I managed to like cook some really decent meals for myself once I actually took the time to learn some recipes on the internet. Like, if you just spend some time learning to cook, you can cook yourself stuff that's like on par with what you would get at a restaurant for a lot cheaper. And it's like, you work 8 hours, right, to be able to afford a meal at a restaurant. When you can just learn to cook that meal from the restaurant and not have to spend 8 hours working. You know what I mean? Like, so such a matrix, such a prison we're all living in. It's crazy. Yeah. No society or other people don't like others being successful than them, like reading and pointing out the reality of situations or improving something that has been broken for years because people, okay, I guess he didn't finish that comment. Oh, there we go. People don't like change around them. That is true too. Like, you know, there's a lot of people who just, they accept things the way they are because change is scary, right? I will say, however, when there's like a moment of absolute crisis, that's when you'll get some people wanting change. You know, you will see that. But, and, you know, we are kind of going through a crisis now, but, you know, the governments and the people in charge, they're doing a really good job at like manipulating the data and all the statistics and, you know, the headlines to convince people that the situation isn't as bad as it really is. And this is why you still have these delusional, stupid older generations telling Gen Z, you have it so easy now. Yeah, because like when you lie about all the data and the evidence that proves it's actually not that easy right now, of course you have it easy, right? Like when you manipulate all the evidence, for example, like inflation being like 8% per year, right? We all know that's complete hogwash. Anyone who actually lives in the real world and pays real rent prices, you know that inflation didn't go up by only 8% this last year. But when the stupid government tells you inflation's 8%, right? It's 8%. But 5 years ago, you know, we were paying $1,000 a month for an apartment. Now it's $2,000. It's like double that now. Yet inflation only went up by 8% every year. And so it's like, yeah, when you lie about statistics to that level, of course, young people have it better today than ever, right? Of course, when you make up a world where young people have it better than ever, in that made up world of yours, young people have it better than ever. But that's because you made up statistics to prove that. Oh, ridiculous. Do you think robots going to take over the workforce one day? What do you think is going to happen to us? I think so. I don't know when it will happen, okay? Because, like, the thing about AI and robots is, like, it will take over, like, the white-collar mental tasks a lot sooner. When it comes to physical labor, that's a lot more tricky for AI. Because, like, when it comes to, like, dexterity and physical movements, AI is, you know, having a harder time adapting to that. But that just means it'll happen later. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Now, as far as like what's going to happen to us, I mean, I don't see any other possibility than a universal basic income. I mean, if someone has a better suggestion, I'm open to hearing it. But like, mass unemployment's going to be inevitable by then. So like, it's either UBI or, you know, 90% of people starve to death. I mean, those are your two options at that point. Okay. Yeah, a house today, a house 30 years ago was like 5 times your salary. Nowadays, it's like 10 times. Oh, it's worse than that. Like, it's probably like 20 times at this point. What's the point of slaving away? Exactly. Exactly. Can you look into relative theory of money? Yeah, once I get off this live stream, I'll do this along with some of the other suggestions. Suggestion: everyone become minimalist monk. Oh, shout out to a longtime subscriber then. What are we doing now, right now, as you say, philosophical gamer? Communication is key, gathering and seeing the true reality. Yeah, that's the start. You know, we got a long ways to go. Wow, I just realized this title is this stream is Let's Talk Solutions, but I haven't gotten to any actual solutions yet. This is kind of like more of a just live chat discussion. Okay, so instead of UBI, how about we make houses affordable for the first time in my life? We could try that first. You know, I saw another interesting theory called universal basic services rather than universal basic income. And that's where it's, as you said, you get like a free house, you get, you know, like free basic food and stuff like that. And that actually, you can argue that's better than UBI in a way, because like you don't run into the inflation issue that, you know, could arise with UBI. Inflation actually doesn't have to happen with UBI. That's kind of like a simplistic misunderstanding, though I understand why people think that. But, you know, I probably don't have time to get into all the basics of UBI in this video. But yeah, universal basic services is sort of like that without like, you know, without the inflation problem. But, you know, if you do that, people are going to scream, communism! Which, you know, just how like a racist is the way like, you know, liberals use to describe anything they don't like. Communist is the way like conservatives use the word conservatives use to describe anything they don't like. Like, you know, anything they don't like is communist, basically. Anything they disagree with is communist. Ironically, I actually, because so many people were calling me communist, I actually looked up how actual communist economies function. Get this, guys. You actually were forced to work under communist countries. Like in communist countries, they had a law, you can look it up. It's called social parasitism. You could actually go to jail for being unemployed there. Everyone had a government assigned job and was forced to work. So unemployment was actually lower in communist countries than in capitalist countries because everyone had a government assigned job and was forced to work. All right. So like, people like when you know make these videos and you're talking about you don't want to work, people call you communist. It's a massive projection. They're the actual communists because forcing people to work was something that literally actually happened in communist countries. Go look all this up. It's actually true. It was actually a really satisfying moment of revenge for me when I learned that, because so many people called me communist because I didn't want to work. And when I looked up in communist countries, they actually forced you to work. They actually called you lazy and a social parasite for not working. The same people who call you a communist do if you don't want to work. Like, they're the actual literal communists themselves. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. They can call me communist. My family lived in it. They didn't mind, and neither do I. Yeah, I mean, so like, I took, because, you know, I like looked up more information about communism. I learned what it actually is. It's not like what people think, where it's, you know, just some like dictator. But the reason I can't ultimately get behind communism is because like people are forced to work there. Like I fundamentally just don't think you should be forced to work. And so like, you know, if a system forces you to work, whether that's through like government or through, you know, starving you to death if you don't work, like under capitalism, I just can't get behind it. I miss the AI voice, but your real voice is starting to sound older, starting to like it. I miss the AI voice too. I mean, that guy was great. I bring him on sometimes, you know, I have him pop in here and there. Okay. Wow. 78. Man, could we get to 100 viewers, I wonder? You are commie. You read it in my comments. You want to cry together with commies. Well, ironically, the people saying that are the real communists themselves. Because let me guess, Director Chris, you probably think people should be forced to work, right? I mean, if I were to talk to you, be honest, you probably think people who don't work are lazy. That's something that literally people in communist countries thought. Dark Muskie says, I prefer communism than capitalism because I'm guaranteed a roof over my head, whereas capitalism is a lottery. I mean, that's a fair point. It's just I can't get behind either systems because you're forced to work. But yeah, if you guys want to, discuss that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Prefer the AI. Yeah, I'll bring them back from time to time. But I mean, just so many people. I would say all the comments about my voice versus the AI. First of all, I can't use the AI voice on live stream. Second of all, for every one comment of someone preferring my the AI voice, there were like 25 people who preferred my real voice, which is why I decided to stick with it. I don't really have an ego about my real voice at all. Like, if you guys want to tell me it sucks, if most people told me it sucks, then to just go back to using the AI voice, I would. I have zero ego about any of this. But because most people wanted me to continue with my real voice, I just continued with my real voice. Okay. Okay. My grandparents were forced to work, but they got apartment easily, had quick healthcare access, and had no risk of being fired on whim. Now you must work too, and for what? I mean, that's a fair point. Yeah. Now, okay, if someone can show me, like, let's say perhaps with AI on the horizon and everything, there could be like a new form of communism / socialism where people now don't have to work. Like, let's say we have the government assigning AI jobs instead of assigning people jobs, and the jobs that the AI do eventually go to people in order for to make a UBI or whatever. Like, if someone could convince me in a way that communism could allow people to not have to work, I could get behind it. But until we see that, then I can't get behind any system that forces people to work. That includes capitalism as well as communism. Denmark and all the Scandinavian countries are model countries. I did go to Denmark. I spent some time there on my travels. Really, really nice people. Probably the most nicest, most helpful people I've met. And I've met a lot of great people from great countries, but Danish people were especially nice. Unfortunately, shit's just way too expensive there. It's pretty cold. But other than that, yeah, great system, great people, no homeless, just fantastic country all around. The thing is, people want to work, but it has to be work that we choose. I would generally agree with that. And it depends on what you classify as work. So for me, as much as I hate working, and as much as, you guys know, my whole YouTube channel revolves around how jobs are BS, I actually found working on my YouTube channel very rewarding and something I look forward to doing every day. For the simple fact that, I'm working for myself, I'm working for something, right? But, working for $7 an hour for some company that, doesn't care about you, right? It's what's the point? Who wants to work for that? Okay, that's already exists to some degree towards new socialism planned by Paul Cockshot. Wow, very interesting last name. I would have hated to be that guy growing up in school. Anyways, jokes aside, okay, if I'll definitely have to read up on that. If that's possible, then maybe I'll have to reread and reconsider my views on the whole communism capitalism debate. Should businesses be given tax cuts to encourage them to take on people with no experience? Well, here's the thing. In theory, that should work. I don't think in practice that would work, and here's why. Because, a business at the end of the day, especially under a capitalist society, their ultimate goal is profits, okay? And it's if you cut taxes, they could hire someone without experience, but they would still rather hire an illegal immigrant, right? Because that illegal immigrant is going to do the same job as someone with no experience and do it for way cheaper. And this is the inherent, it's a bit ironic to me. I've talked about this a lot of times, but pro-capitalist people are also the most ferociously anti-immigration people. And what you hilariously don't realize is that illegal immigration is a direct result of capitalism. Okay? The name of the game for capitalism is profits. Whether you're a supporter of capitalism or not, we all agree on that. Nothing is more important to a capitalist than profits. All right? No one remotely disagrees with that. So, I ask you this question. Where is the profit incentive to not hire an illegal immigrant who will do the same job for a lot cheaper? There is none. There is no zero free market incentive for an employer to hire you and have to pay you higher wages than to hire an illegal immigrant, who can just send money back home and will do the same job for way cheaper. Like, show me where's the free market profit-driven incentive for a corporation to hire a native worker for higher wages than an illegal immigrant. None. Capitalism, illegal immigration is a direct result of capitalism. That is a fact. Undeniable. And this is why all these capitalist business owners, politically speaking, they might pretend to be capitalist, to be anti-immigration, to get votes. But when you look at how they actually run their businesses, they all hire illegals. Like, you follow the money, look at what they do, not what they say. A wise quote my grandma always told me. Let's see the chat here. I live in Canada and legal immigration is making life more challenging. Yeah, I heard about that. And the thing is just like, legal or illegal, there's no free market incentive for a capitalist corporation to not hire illegals. None. If they can hire someone to do the job for cheaper and gain more profits, why would they not do it? Whoa! Wow, we just got our first super like, and it's pretty hefty. Oh my goodness. Appreciate that so much, bro. Funny Content 15. Shout out. Wow. Absolutely. This is actually still a lot of money for me, believe it or not. Even as a 34-year-old millennial now, I am successful enough to a point where I managed to survive without a job, without being homeless, but I've never, came close to living the American dream. So this is a lot of money for me. Great stuff. Thank you so much. Okay. I live in the sixth world, Greece. Can't you at least live with your parents in Greece? Like, this is okay. I have a lot of discussions, like, Americans versus Europeans, and I know a lot of you European viewers who watch my chat, you think I have an over romanticized view of Europe as an American. That could be true. I mean, I moved to Europe and it was the best choice in my life. I'm not saying it's great here for young people, but there's one fundamental advantage that Europe has over America, and that is that it is more socially and culturally acceptable to live with your parents here. In America, it's still the cultural norm to kick you out. Now, I know that doesn't solve the problem for everyone, because some of you have shitty parents and, you want to move out anyways. And it's really unfortunate, I understand that. And, living with parents sucks. I know, man. So I'm not saying it's a great solution for everyone. But, okay, if it's you have to live with your shitty, annoying parents in Europe, or you get to live on the street and be homeless in America, I would still rather live with shitty parents than live on the street. But yeah, I'm not saying it's, it's a paradise in Europe by any means. Almost 80% of my parents and ex-coworkers live with their parents. That idea is outdated. You talking about in America? If that's the case in America now, that would be great. Where are you living now? I will say somewhere in Europe. That's all I'm comfortable revealing at the moment. Let's see. Okay, let me go back. Okay, I'm gonna, let's say I'll live stream for about 5 to 10 more minutes, and then we'll wrap up our first live stream. Very, very happy with the engagement, guys. And we got a great tip, so very wonderful. Greatly appreciated. He says, work is an unavoidable fact of life but I agree with Gen Z that jobs suck. And yeah, so on and so forth. Most jobs are BS and just designed to make us indentured servants. I disagree that work is an unavoidable fact of life because cavemen 10,000 years ago had to work 20 hours a week. You mean to tell me with all the technology we have now, I mean, even AI aside, but you mean to tell me with all the technology we have now, we couldn't figure out a way to work less than cavemen had to work? Really? I mean, the reason we have to work now isn't because work is unavoidable. It's because we have boomers and older generations had this toxic mentality that work is actually a good thing. It's not. It's really not. Men of Gen Z are opting out of society, as they should, as they absolutely should. My personal goal is to earn at least $100 passive income so I can have the money to afford to live comfortably. Yeah. So what are you thinking? Like, let's talk about this. Like, that's the whole point of the stream, right? So we're talking about solutions here. Like, what kind of things do you want to do that could potentially... So if you just need to make $100 of like passive income online, not even passive income, but let's just say any online freelance work, there's plenty of things you could do. Like, even as a YouTuber, I could tell you, even in the YouTube space, you know, if you're a good artist, you can be a thumbnail artist. We've personally hired some thumbnail artists to do some of our designs. You know, you can like do captions for videos. Like, that's pretty, you know, pretty much anyone who can read and write can do that. And that can easily net you like $100 a month. We made a whole video on this. You can even like play just hardcore grind, you know, World of Warcraft and old school RuneScape and set up a farming ecosystem where if you eventually grind enough, I mean, you could scale it up to even several hundred per month just by playing and having a economic system, you know, set up in World of Warcraft / old school RuneScape. Well, if you're good at like competitive video games, you know, like League, for example, CS2, any of these competitive online games, you can be an elo booster. I get 1,800 disability bucks. Bro, good for you. Please continue collecting it as long as you humanly possibly can. Like, the economy sucks way too bad for any pull yourself up by the bootstraps nonsense. And someone, go look this up. Anyone who's feeling bad about welfare, go look up how much money Elon Musk and Tesla received in government subsidies. I'm talking about taxpayer-funded government subsidies. That was a handout to Elon Musk. I believe he got something like $20 billion of like free government subsidies per month. So like whatever you're getting, you know, in welfare payments and entitlements is a tiny fraction of a rounding error compared to like what billionaires get. Like, billionaires are the true welfare parasites, really. So, I mean, don't let anyone lecture you about, you know, taking $1,000 from the government per month when these billionaires are literally getting like billions of dollars for free. Are you interested in having kids in the future? I mean, maybe. Like, I haven't ruled it out by any means. I mean, not anytime soon, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'd be a good dad. But you know, like, I feel like, a more important thing I can do now is to first fix the world and, you know, starting by helping spread my message to the younger generation. I definitely don't want to have kids in this fucked up world. I'll tell you that much, you know. Maybe if our generation can take over and clean up this, you know, mess of a world after the boomers fade out. Yeah, you know, at that point, like, if we're living in a better world, you know, I would consider kids a lot more. But right here and right now, I mean, why? What's the point? So they can be wage slaves to a corporation? Like, why? You know? Corporate welfare, exactly. So what would have to change to support most people working again? Well, why do most people have to work again, though? Like, that's my first question. But okay, if you let's say, like, if you want most people to work again, I would say obviously pay them better, but like, the other thing is, like, make more rewarding, engaging, like, workplace experiences. You know, give people a reason to feel like they're building something for themselves and not just for a corporation. I'm 14 years old and work for my granddad part-time. Wow, we have 14-year-old viewers? Like, you guys are feeling this pressure from society at 14 years old already? Oh, god damn, that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream soon. We'll go for like 5 more minutes. I'll do 5 more minutes and then we're gonna wrap this up. So if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to ask, now's your chance. Yeah, 5 more minutes and then, yeah, I'm gonna log off, get some rest. Really appreciate all you guys tuning in. Wow, we got 80 live viewers at some point. So this was way beyond my options. Also, let me know if you enjoy these live streams. Like, if you enjoy if you think I'm a good live streamer even, and feel free to be honest, if I suck, you can tell me, you won't hurt my feelings. But if you would like me to do more of this live streaming type of content format in the future, let me know. I'm thinking based on how this one went, I'll probably do it like on the weekends from now, because I actually work on this channel with an editor, with like a partner, with a good friend of mine. And like he does all the editing for my videos. If you wondered how like the video editing production got so much better recently, it's because of him. And so like I'll probably just live stream and give him the chance to like work on more, better, higher production quality videos for you all. Make more live streams. Okay, got it. Okay. What do I think of Jordan Peterson? Okay, I would say I like his personal philosophies on like self-improvement and the world and everything. I don't agree with him politically speaking, and I feel like since a couple of years ago he became like, since he joined the Daily Wire, he just became a total like right-wing grifter. But like let's say from like 2018 to 2022, he was great. Whoa, we got another, wow, $40 now. Wow, incredible. God, thank you so much, guys. Love your content. Thank you for making these videos about these dog shit wages, ghost jobs coming from these narcissistic video game haters and narcissistic boomers. I'll be watching your content. Competitive video games for life. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it a lot. It's actually a lot of money for me, guys. Since I'm living, a frugal life overseas. What competitive games do you play? You play League? If you play League, we can play sometime. Or you play like, what else do they, Overwatch? I heard Marvel Strike Force is a good new one they're playing now. Yeah. Okay, finishing my thoughts about Jordan Peterson. His advice to, love yourself, essentially. I think one of his rules in 12 Rules for Life was take care of yourself as if you were taking care of another person or something like that. And the general gist of that is like, people just don't care for themselves a lot. Like when he was a psychologist, he realized it was easier to get people to remember to give their dog medication than to like remember to take medication themselves. And it just goes to show like we don't really love ourselves enough. And, all change, like, this is actually something that personally helped my life, because a lot of people have this mindset they want to self-sacrifice for others. Oh, I'm going to work my ass off and grind away at this miserable job so I can be there for my kids. But how is that going to work? Because you're going to be miserable at your job. You're not going to have time to spend for your kids. Like, you're an unhealthy, miserable person, right? You dedicate your whole life to work. You sacrifice for your kids. But your kids, yeah, okay, I guess financially they're set, which is nice, but like you being a miserable, unhealthy person isn't helping your kids in any way. Like you got to first take care of yourself, and be a healthy, strong person yourself before, you can help others, right? So yeah, I agree with him that like, it all starts internally and within, but other than that, I kind of like, I had a phase where I was watching a lot of his videos, like a lot of you, I'm sure, but like, over the years, he's kind of just another like Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro ripoff. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Thank you to all of you who joined and participated in this first live stream. It's great having you all here. We got 80 viewers at some point, which kind of surprised me. So, based on the reaction, based on your guys' feedback, I'll at least do another one and see how it goes. And if this continues to do well, probably, we can make it like a regular weekend thing. But yeah, okay. Thank you guys again so much for all your participation, for being here. And I will see you guys in the next live stream. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay healthy, best wishes, best of luck surviving, this horrible, fucked up world we live in. Yeah. Thank you guys. I will see you next time.